So let's demonstrate and test authentication agent forwarding, and I'll demonstrate what this is good for and what this means right now. So let's open up a terminal again, and there we have it, and connect to our remote system. So again, we have SSH and then Harry-Potter at stu.cs.kysu.edu, and because everything is stored in the system keychain and authentication agent is running, of course, it allows me to connect to that system immediately. Host key is cached, so there's no, it's as efficient as it can get. So now let's connect to our GitLite server, and this uses SSH also for authentication. And when I just connect to it, it will just give me a list of repositories that I have access to. And because it's not a login shell, I can tell the SSH command on the remote system to not allocate a terminal, which the -T does. And then the remote system with our GitLite server is git at git.cs.kysu.edu. And that's that. And since this is the first connection from the remote system STU to the Git server for us, again, it asks us whether we want to cache the host key. And again, we say yes and cache the host key for this. And you see that we are getting a permission denied. And the reason for that is that the remote system does not have a private key, a copy of a private key. Neither should it, because we should, of course, have the private key close to our person. So we should definitely not copy our private keys onto remote systems, because that would just mean that there's a higher likelihood of the key being compromised down the road. So, in the SSH protocol has a provision for that, so we can actually request access to the original authentication agent by a mechanism called authentication agent forwarding. And we just haven't switched that on because it's not on by default. So what we'll have to do is log out here and then reconnect with authentication agent forwarding enabled. So let me log out here. And now what we'll have to do in order to connect with authentication agent forwarding is the following. We have to give it the authentication agent forwarding switch, which is -A. So SSH-A and then Harry-Potter at stu.cs.kysu.edu should log us in, and so far at this point nothing seems to have changed, but now we can actually go ahead and go back and execute the previous command to connect to our Git server, and this time around, number one, it will not ask us to cache the host key again, but it will also immediately let us in because of authentication agent forwarding. And so you see, it recognizes that we are Harry Potter. Load is here. It says, hello, Harry Potter. This is our GitLite system running in that particular version, and here are all the repositories you have access to. So authentication agent forwarding works, as you can see, and it's the, of course, preferred way then to access remote systems from another remote connection, as we have done here. So this is a two-step process. We're connecting to our STU system first via SSH, and then connect to the GitLite server using authentication agent forwarding. And that's how this works, and this is now all very convenient, because we never have to enter our password, and yet we also do not have to provide other remote systems that we'll work with a copy of our private key.